All right, let's listen. This is a few days old, but let's listen into this. What sounds like to me some propaganda about some cyber attack, some massive cyber attack they're hinting at that might take place the next few years or sometime even sooner than that.
What kind of sensitive information is in the Jpmorgan computer system?
Well, the personally identifiable information that they got is name, address, email, and particulars like that. They didn't get social security numbers, they didn't get dates of birth, and other more sensitive information involving accounts. But they can still do a lot with this information. They'll use that to socially engineer phishing emails to these customers, and the customer is the weaker link here.
Chris, this was a deep attack. It was an attack on 90 servers, as we now learn. Let's assume that Jpmorgan has been totally transparent and told the truth all the way along about an attack we should remember that happened in June of July of this year. 3 months down the line, just a few weeks ago, they were suggesting only 1 million people were affected. Now in a regulatory filing, they say it's 76 million. It's simply a product of logic to assume, therefore, that at any point in time, we have no idea what is happening to the servers of Wall Street or any major financial institution at a given time, because Jpmorgan didn't even know how deep the attack was 3 months after it occurred.
Yeah, in these situations, unfortunately, there's a tendency to understate the problem because, of course, they're concerned about the reputational hit. And so I think IT professionals, IT security people tend to understate how much control they have over internet security. Nothing that touches the internet is secure. End of story. It's game over in that regard. So this is a major intrusion when you get into that many servers, and they can do quite a bit of damage.
But shouldn't banks be a little more? I mean, shouldn't banks be more protected, say, than a Home Depot or Target?
Oh, absolutely.
And are they?
Should be. Well, they're probably one of the stronger industries when it comes to internet or IT security, but still, it's almost impossible to keep the bad guys out.
But Chris, aren't we being very naive here? I mean, what do we do with this story? We say, okay, they haven't actually used any information, they haven't taken anything away, no money's actually been transferred in accounts, let's all move on. Or do we say, what have they left behind in the servers of Jpmorgan, and does that threaten the stability of the financial system as we know it?
Well, that's the relevant question. They do leave things, artifacts behind. They leave malware behind that can hide very effectively inside the system. So, where this needs to go is that this industry needs to learn how to protect data. Their perimeter security is always going to get breached, but they need to understand what their crown jewel data is and wrap that data in much stronger security. And I think they spend way too much time trying to protect their perimeter with firewalls when they know that they're going to be able to get through that.
What is the big fear here, Chris? I mean, what if this escalates and intensifies as we have seen it do? What could they have access to, and what could they do with it?
The big fear is that they're going to take that personal information and then shoot out emails, and using that personal information, socially engineer their way into the online banking relationship, and they're going to take over accounts, both business accounts and personal accounts, by compromising individuals at their home laptops and their home computers. That's a worst nightmare for both a business and a customer, because they're not that sophisticated. Giving them access to online banking is like giving the keys to a Ferrari to a 15-year-old.
So if we change our passwords, are we okay if we're clients of this bank, Chris, or is it more than that?
Well, yes, it's a good idea to change passwords. It's also a good idea to be very aware of incoming emails with links from the customer perspective, because they're going to use those email addresses and they're going to shoot out a huge volume of phishing emails to customers in an attempt to get keyloggers on their computers. Then they see every keystroke. So when you sign on to your online banking and you use your user ID and password, they'll see those strokes, and then they'll pose as you and they'll take over your account.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, just my opinion, but it sounds like they're setting up for a really nasty cyber attack. And you got to love the numbers, man. 76, well, there's your 13. 90 servers, there's your 9. I mean, give me a break. And then let's not forget what was reported last year, right? Department of Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano warns of serious cyber attack. And she didn't say if. She said when. And she says it's coming soon. She sure did. So I don't know if they're going to, take down the EBT systems or hit the power grid or straight up steal people's money and then access some huge jumbotron somewhere like New York City and be like, ha, we got you, Americans. And blame it on China, Iran, North Korea, Pakistan, or maybe even Russia. Which, by the way, is exactly what they did with this one. They blamed it on Russia. But, I don't know. Sounds like they're setting up for it. And then here, this was stupid. They just aired this a couple minutes ago right before I made the video. You gotta hear this crap. Can't make this up, man.
That he was based this group. And back to doing what they do best. NASA astronauts performing a spacewalk today. It's the first time they've done that in more than a year.
Oh, yeah. And look at the nice square and circle right in front of your face. Looks actually we got like 2 gears running and turning the gates of hell, if you ask me. It's ridiculous. Look at that stupid picture. And what else is going on today? A blood moon, and they run this story. Yeah, I'm sure that's no coincidence. Stupid a-holes. So, I had someone also ask me, actually a few people, about the Georgia Guidestone thing. I have no idea what that key was doing there. I don't know who put it there and what it's even supposed to mean. I've looked into it. I don't have any idea. Someone sent me a message and told me they think it's a confession of what's about to take place, and that very well may be. But I have no idea. I wish I had some more insight for you, but that's truly a mystery to me. So just wanted to show this stuff to you guys and ladies. So thanks to everybody for watching, and thank you to my teammates, and thank you to my subs.